Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And today we are going to talk about ranking the transfers and discussing them for Atletico Madrid for this season of 2025 to 2026. This season started really in a really inconsistent manner. We were extremely inconsistent. Then we got ourselves some steam. After that, we again became inconsistent. We got some reinforcement again in the winter transfer market. After that, we came back stronger and we were confident till April. We were in important competitions, but eventually it was all heartbreak, and now we are without any trophy again in a season, which is disappointing and, of course, sad to say the least. But today we're going to talk about the transfers as we need to talk about the future as well. How much I would rank them out of 10. And I would like to tell you that I'm not including Clement Longley and Juan Musso in this because their contract was permanized. They were given permanent contract this season, but they were there in the team from previous season only. So I won't include them. And I'm also going to start and rank them alphabetically. That is, I'll start from A, and that onwards will go alphabetically to T is the last one till which we're gonna go. You're gonna see that, and I'm going to also going to rate the transfers of those people. There were one or two out there. There has been one or two who got there in our team in this season only, but they left the team in winter transfer window as well. So I'm going to rank them as well. I'm going to rate them as well, and of course we're going to rate the winter transfers as well. So without any further ado, let's get into it. The first player in our roster is Ademola Lookmann. We got him in the January transfer window, and he has been in the club for the past 3-4 months. And to be honest, he has been a brilliant signing for Atletico. This was, to be honest, a kind of a steal deal for Atletico, given the fact that we got him around 30 million pounds, given how a player like Noni Madueke goes for 50 million something in Premier League. So it was a steal deal in that regard, and I'm so like happy the fact that he played for us. He's playing for us right now, though we are also sad given the fact that he was not prioritizing the Atletico move. That is the reason why we did not got him in the start of the season. But the moment he has been here, he's been absolutely amazing for most part. He has that ick, that tinge in him to dribble across player, to take on players. We really needed a creative forward, a creative player who can play for the team. He has really occupied nicely the left wing, and it is exactly the reason why we were able to destroy Barcelona twice. And of course, because of the reason while we were in the semi-final of Champions League, and of course we got into the Copa del Rey final, and he even scored in that as well. Alongside saying this, I would also like to say the fact that last few matches of Ademola Lookman had not been really great. He was absent for most of the time. He really looked lost, specifically from the uh, second leg away to Arsenal in Champions League semi-final. From that point onwards, he really wasn't looking the best. So, though I do would like to give him benefit of doubt that that is a fluke, that is just a simple patch, a lean patch in his form. But other than that, I really love this transfer. He has really rejuvenated the team, and I'm so happy that he's there in our team, of course. And the moment that he'll play his art out for this team, I'll always support him, to be honest. After that, giving him ratings out of 10. Okay, so it is interesting. If we would have won the Copa del Rey, and even if we would have won Copa del Rey and wouldn't have even reached the UCL final, I would have still given him a really high regard out of like 9 or something. But given the fact that we lost Copa del Rey, and alongside that his last few matches hadn't been that great, I'll give Ademola Lookman 8 out of 10. Okay, so the next player in our list is Alex Baena. I'll be honest, the way Baena started this season, and he was a bit injured for a few more matches here and there. Other than that, I'm happy for the fact that he has gotten into the team of Spain national team for World Cup. It's really great and amazing, and congratulations to him. And I hope he's gonna kill it and bring in the form of his life to Atletico next season. But Alex Baena being the most like racking up the most number of assists in past 2 seasons for that kind of creative player, I expected way more for Baena. I understand the fact that Simeone's system or probably having Griezmann in the team really kind of made it a bit tough for him to do this with adjusting Baena to the system, but there were split moments here and there, and there were definitely some matches where you could see what Baena truly can do. But he's a workhorse, he does a lot of things. So because of that, I really respect him, and he really played for the batch. That's pretty clear. But for the expectation and things which I expect from Baena, which I believe he will do much better in the next season, given the fact we'll have the creative role of Griezmann to fill in, I expect him to do more better next season. Though for this season, given how much of a thing Baena was bringing in on the table with a 50 million buy from Villarreal, I expected way more. If it were of almost another player other than Baena, From if you remove the context, I would have given him 6 or maybe even 7 sometime. But 6, if 7, if I'm being generous. But since it's Baena and I expected way more, I'll give Baena 5 out of 10. Though I believe he'll do way, way better next season. And I really trust this guy and I really like him. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna cook with Atletico soon. Now we are going to David Hansko. David Hansko's transfer saga with Atletico has been really interesting. To be honest, he really wanted to be a part of this team in the previous season as well, and I was also hoping and open to getting him into the team because I've seen him in Euros 2024, and I was like, he's a decent player. He's been doing good. He was an integral part of that final team of Arne Slot. So I was kind of excited, but our board really did not take the transfer seriously, and eventually it was they just Feyenoord just rejected us, and they really did not want to talk to us again for Hansko. But playing for in Eredivisie, there was some skepticism which even I had, alongside the fact that he's going to turn 29 this year. That a man who's going to be 28 is going to be in this team. Somehow he was destined to get into Atletico, given the transfer saga fiasco of his transfer with Al Nassr. But it went out to be to be much better situation for him, given the fact that he got into Atletico rather than going to Al Nassr. He was still in Europe. Okay, now getting this thing out, we got ourselves probably the best defender of Eredivisie in past 2 seasons. That is David Hansko, as I said. And to be honest, he's been really extremely solid at the back. And initially, I did not see a lot of what you can say as the defensive stuff, like defensive acumen. Initial matches, it was taking time for every single player to get adjust because there were a lot of transfer which we have done. But one thing which I could see in David Hansko was he was showing the experience, he was showing the professionality, the stillness, which is important for being a confidence, which is important for being among the back two of your team. I could see that, and as the season moved forward, he gelled into the team way more. Simeone trusted him more, and you could definitely see what Hansko was good. His pairing with Pubill was extremely great. It did really good during peak time in important matches for the team. And he did have some moments here and there which I would say like he could have done better, or of course I think nerves, it gone to his nerves, like that penalty which he gave to Gyökeres in the first leg, and there were 1 or 2 moments here and there as well, and he also had 1 or 2 injuries here and there. So because of that, I want to be a bit skeptic, and that is why, but still I would say he's a solid signing, and the price for which we got him, that was around 30 million getting from Eredivisie, and the way he has performed, I will give him 7 out of 10. I think David Hansko is a solid signing. I like him. I would love him, and we should keep him for the next season as well. This is his peak, and I believe he'll be way more confident in the next season, and we're gonna be there, and he'll be playing with a bang. So yeah. Now we are going to talk about a signing which really hurts me even today while thinking about it, because of it being a failure and being the only player from this window who got back to the league from which he came from. That is Giacomo Raspadori. I really liked him. I could see he had a fascination for Atletico, for Simeone. He wanted to play under Simeone. Yeah, and he's a really likable guy, man, from what I read and what I saw him like in interviews and everything after signing for Atletico. I really wanted him to work with this team. I really wanted him to really work as a transfer for Atletico, to play there more, to play more of an Atletico player. I thought he really bled that Atleti blood in him, but he did not get enough time. I think it's a complex situation, because his personal ceiling, it was decent. I think the one match where I would say he was playing good, and he had a pivotal role in that match, was probably the match against Liverpool, the first UCL match, where he was paired up as a front two with Griezmann. I think he did good in that match. I was kind of surprised why Simeone took him out, but other than that, I don't remember much of him contributing. I still feel, and even he was confused whether to leave the club in the winter transfer window or not, because I could really see him being a man with a pride and being an important part for this team. He could have become, but I think he himself had a ceiling which was unfortunate. If he was a bit, let's say, a bit more agile, a bit, you can say a bit more physical and way more clinical, like few points rating here and there, he was little bit more better. He would have contributed way more for this team, because he was definitely a teamwork player. But Raspadori, he went to Atlanta in winter transfer window. It did not work. In spite of appreciating and saying all these good things about him, he was a flop signing for Atletico, and he did not even complete the whole season, man. So for that reason, it hurts, but I have to give him 1 out of 10. And that is the thing, man. That is what I feel. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The next signing we're going to talk about is the big fat American dream of Atletico Madrid. That is Johnny Cardoso. We got him from Real Betis, and to be honest, it was a pretty dependable signing given the fact that he had already played 1.5 seasons with Betis, where he also got into the Conference League finals with Betis, where they got destroyed by Chelsea, unfortunately, at the end. But Cardoso, for most part, was injured this season. He only played 15 La Liga matches, but I could definitely see why we got him, and I was really happy when he got there. For majority of the transfer this season, I was actually really satisfied with a lot of things, and Cardoso was one of this. Like, we got him for 30 million. The man is young. He can definitely improve a bit more, of course, for sure. That being just around, he's going to turn 25 later in this year, so he still has a lot of things to develop and be more confident and improve a little bit here and there. So, and what I saw specifically in the later half of season when he was a bit available, he scored an important goal against Brugge as a defensive midfielder. He actually played a pretty good match against Barcelona and of course against Arsenal. I was really happy, I think, seeing him play, though of course there were some shortcomings there and there, tweaks, but in against playing really good teams, it does happen. As I said, he can improve more. He still have that room to improve a season or two more, so I'll give him that. But in spite of that, I cannot romanticize him for just playing good in 2 to 3 matches, because for majority of the season he was injured. He did play, but he came mostly from bench. I think he's way more better player, and next season I hope alongside Barrios he becomes a part of our midfield, important part, and he eventually takes that higher, that thing from Koke, that mantle. And Koke, I want Koke needs to be there in the team, but Koke should be more of a squad player, and we should let players like Cardoso and Barrios get the main front seat, right? So that is it. But yeah, as I said, he was mostly injured. He only played 15 La Liga matches out of 38. So because of that, unfortunately, he lost his important role in the US's World Cup team, which is unfortunate. Though let's hope he'll get into the next edition. But in getting all this thing together, I would give him. It was a really average signing because of him being injured. And whenever he was available, he came mostly from bench. That is why I'll give him 5 out of 10, because I can see a growth, I can see the scope, I definitely see him being an important player for Atletico. That is why 5 out of 10 is what I believe it makes sense for Cardoso. The next one we have is the most easiest one to rate, and it's going to be the most highest rated probably in this whole list. That is Marc Pubill. Marc Pubill. This guy started slow. The first 10-15 matches in overall season, he wasn't hardly there playing. And whenever he got to play, he was initially signed as a right back. And it was pretty obvious he was signed as in kind of a replacement for Marcos Llorente, someone who can rotate with him because of how intense he is on pitch. And that is exactly how he was. We hijacked his deal to Wolves and we got him for 15 million from Almeida. I was really hopeful that he's going to work. I was like, this is definitely the most Chelsea-esque signing we can do, like a signing for the future and everything. Just getting him for 15 million, but he was definitely a part of the team which won Olympics gold medal with Spain. So definitely he was a bit touted player. So I was excited there as well. And when I first got to know that Simeone is playing him in the centre back position, I was like, okay, let's just hope. But the moment he started playing at the centre back, damn, I was so happy. From the previous season or the season before that, when we had, the centre back pairing of Axel Witsel and Savage, compared to that, I was so much confident in my backline with Hansko and Pubill there. Marc Pubill, this season was really his breakthrough season, and I'm so happy by the fact that he's here playing for Atletico. He's been phenomenal. He's been amazing. He has made a lot of important last-ditch efforts tackles. In the last shameful defeat against Villarreal, he got to score his first goal for Atletico. I'm so happy for him. He's a versatile player. He can play at the right back as well, and of course can go a bit more wing back position as well if needed, just to attack, like he tried to do against Arsenal in the semi-final. It was just weird things which we were doing in the last 15 minutes, but he was the orchestrator for most of the part, trying to do things here and there. Pubill is easily the best signing of the season of 25-26 for Atletico. And if we were to get into the Champions League final, if let's say he would have scored magic with his moment of brilliance, or scored a goal against Arsenal, or equalizer, or if we would have won a Copa del Rey, I would have easily given him a 10 on 10. But because of that, I have to give him a 9 on 10. He's young, and at such a young age of 22, he got his call up to the World Cup for Spain, which is insane, huge thing, amazing for him. And as I said, a great signing to have. I'm so happy he's here. Man, this is one of the times where you have to give the Atletico boards, their flowers of the player they got. So yeah, Pubill is an easy 9 on 10, and there's not more we have to say. He's definitely the future for the Spanish national team, and most probably and hopefully for Atletico as well. Next player is a player which I personally think, in terms of transfer, our own team or our own fan base don't take him seriously, but I think he had done pretty decent, and he's really professional and gives his heart and do the best of what he can. But of course, he has a ceiling above which he cannot. He tries to, but I think it's not possible for him. Is Matteo Ruggeri. I think he's a great squad player to have, and maybe a rotational left back as well, with let's say a talented older left back we have. Let's say if we get Andy Robertson, Ruggeri Robertson pairing rotation would have been really good. But just now get this thing out, this imaginary scenario, and talk specifically about Ruggeri. The way he started the season, I was extremely nervous and I was extremely scared because he did not look really confident, and I was just confused of what he was trying to do in the team. But after, I would say, in the 2026, from January onwards, I think he has been regular with the team, and he has really grown with the team in this, just the way we also did grow in the season. And Ruggeri did improve a lot with playing with the team, and the signing of Lookmann really helped him as well, because they both had played together at Atlanta as well. So that really helped him in terms of his link up from the left. Lookmann was important in his personal improvement at Atletico, and of course he also got well gelled in with Sorloth, those cross and Inchahella moments. He had a lot of those, and I think he did fine in the second half of the season. Though, as I said, he's not definitely the best left back out there. I think he has a ceiling, as I said, and he tries to do his best of what he has. And people don't take him seriously as well, because they saw Yamal getting crossing against him, getting on one getting beaten by Yamal again and again for 6 times this season. But in spite of this, I would say in the last 2-3 matches, he was extremely confident. He was way more calm in the last 1 or 2 match against Barcelona, and that really helped. He adapted, and that is the why we were able to stop Yamal, specifically in the last 2 matches. Except of that howler of Longley, we just don't want to talk that about. And Ruggeri did good. Ruggeri did good for what he has, but again, as I said, he has a ceiling, and I think we could have gotten a better left back and everything. And what I said is also something which can work, because I think he's a likable personality to have, and he looks like kind of one of my own personal close friends. Kind of looks similar to him. That's why I would want to keep him in Atletico as well. So, giving Ruggeri point rating, I would give him 6 out of 10. If he hadn't improved a bit more, I would have given him probably 5. But 6 is decent, because the last 3 months had been really good for him for most part, and he did give some important assists here and there. So that's why Ruggeri is 6 out of 10. One of my anime's favorite character is Yamcha from Dragon Ball. Yamcha is a character who is a butt of jokes for many fan-based people, and I understand why. I really don't like the fact that somehow he has been treated really unfairly by the writer, Akira Toriyama to be precise. Thus, I feel he deserves better. But, Yamcha, in spite of that, he still has likable traits in him. He is somebody who's a really good friend with Goku and, the whole gang. He'll be there to help them as much as he can. He understands his own limitation, but he's just glad to be there and trying to help as much as he can to the team. That is what I feel of this next player we're going to rate. That is Nicolas Gonzalez. The Argentine connection is what probably got him to the team. So Nico Gonzalez, he's the butt of jokes for specifically a lot of people, just like Nahuel Molina as well. But he, as I said, he has a ceiling, man. He has a good work rate. He works a lot, and the field, that is great to see. Definitely, you can have him as a squad player, but is he? He's definitely not the best guy out there. We tried him at the left back in front of Yamal, and he got a red card. And before that, he was even literally he was playing basketball. But in spite of that, he has done some good things here and there, man. He scored a Puskas-worthy goal against Elche, which was insane. He scored 2 goals in that match. I think in another match as well. I think it was against Sociedad that he scored twice. He had scored some goals, and in his first match as well, I think he scored a goal for Atletico. So he did decent, and he's just glad to play, man. If Simeone puts him in the second striker position, he'll play there. If he puts him into the left position, he'll play there. If he puts him the right, he'll play there. If he puts him the left back, he'll play there. Right back, he'll play there. He's just glad to be contributing to the team. That is what he is. A likable personality to have, but definitely not the best player out there. So it's crazy and funny to think about Nico Gonzalez. But because of that, and because of, if it weren't because of red card and everything, I think I still, okay, man. Like as I said, likable personality to have and can be an okay squad player to have. So I would give him 6 out of 10. It's the same as Rucheri, but because of one or two insane performances in one or two matches, I'm just glazing over him a bit. I'm just romanticizing him a bit. Kind of a super sub for the team for most part. He did fine, okay. And yeah, that is why 6 out of 10. But even if he was good, he was much better. He wouldn't have gotten a red card or anything, or he was generally was way more consistent. I would have still given him 7, man. That was the best I would give him because we all know, as I said, butt of jokes has his limitation, but glad to be playing for the team. Talking about his permanent deal, we have an obligation to buy for 35 million. I'll be honest, we can get a way better player for 35 million from Fulham, from Fulham, Bournemouth, and all this team, or even from around 15-20 million, we can get a winger from, let's say, Betis. Just get back Rodrigo Riquelme if you really want, rather than just triggering his 35 million clause. Because if Juventus agrees and we get him for, let's say, 15 to 20 million, then I'll be like, you can have him. I think he'll be important for the squad depth, but 35 million is a lot, so that is what I feel. But his rating is definitely 6 out of 10, and I'm being a bit generous because I think he's a likable personality. So yeah. So now we've got another player from American Dream. That is the Mexican youngster Obeid Vargas. He came directly from Major League Soccer to play for Atletico, and I was a bit scared, and I had a PTSD that I hope it did not turn out the way it turned out for Vermeeren at Atletico, a 20-year-old guy from Latin America, 20 Spanish-speaking population who came here. I'm pretty sure he must have been flabbergasted by the fact that Simeone was there for the team, right? So I was really nervous at that point. But to be honest, if I'm being honest, he initially got substitutional minutes. I was like, okay, to give him out for a loan with no obligation to buy, maybe till the end of the season. But he was here, and Simeone gave him minutes. And I'm being honest, I'm impressed the way he played. This thing, the moment we threw the white towel for the season of La Liga, we got to give a lot of our youngsters chance to play for this team. And Obeid was from, of course, we got him from the winter transfer window, and he's definitely also a long-term kind of signing. And he still played 11 La Liga matches out of probably the possible 19 or 18 which was there available, coming mostly from bench, of course, but there were some he started. And as I said, I'm just genuinely impressed by him. I could definitely see why we got him. Again, you gotta give the flowers to the board for getting him in this team. He was so happy. I could really see him being somewhat in the similar age. When I saw his interview, his press conference, he was being a bit shy, but inside of him I could see the curiosity, the excitement he had to play for Atletico, to get directly into a team that just got into the Copa del Rey final and everything later on. I mean, yeah, it was so great for him, and as I said, I'm impressed by him, and I'm happy that he's plays. I don't want him to go out on loan, okay? I personally have a lot of strong feelings that we're gonna go to a 3-man midfield the next season, and he'll be really important for that, for squad depth, and of course for his own personal development. And I don't want any other Vermeeren to happen in our team. Arthur Vermeeren, I had huge hopes from him, but it was a tough decision to make. But again, he was not a Simeone signing, so isn't he. I don't think even he's a Simeone signing, but still I saw Simeone played him. His match against Barcelona, which we lost, to be honest, 2-1, but in that match he was actually holding on Pedri really nicely. Like, he was holding on him good. He was good that match, I would say. For a 20-year-old who just came from MLS, he has actually impressed me a lot. But again, as I said, a 20-year-old who came from MLS also had a lot of matches or moments here and there where he could not play the best of the games he had. So you have to give him that benefit of the doubt, and the nerves do get him. I think his last match against Villarreal, which was a shameful match for Atletico, was not at all a good match. But what I saw and what I'm hoping for, because of that, I'm giving him 6/10. I'm genuinely surprised and happy for Obeid Vargas, and I want him to continue playing the same way for Atletico. And yeah, man, I'm hoping for the best. Man, I would love to have this guy to be a future midfield, important part of future Atletico midfield, and that is exactly what I want. So yeah, 6/10 is nice for Obeid Vargas. We have now 2 players left, and it's been a pretty long video for me to make, and I'm hoping for the best, as I said. And so let's talk about this last winter signing, which was Rodrigo Mendoza from Elche. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of him in this team, and as much as I was impressed by Obeid Vargas, he hasn't impressed me that much playing for Atletico as much as he did while playing for Elche. And he was really highly touted playing for Elche, man. At 21 years old of age, people were seeing him to be a mini Pedri, and that's a really big compliment for any player. So I really had some high hopes, and given the fact that he was already playing regularly for Elche in the first half of the season, I was expecting him to get more minutes and be more regular. But again, injury, he got injured twice, so we did not got to see the best of him. And I was definitely expecting more from Simeone as well. As I said, he was already playing for Elche, so again, I don't know how much time I've said Elche that he should have been regularly playing the way Koke was playing. I was expecting that, but Simeone trusts his old players better, so that's understandable in terms of his tactics and everything. But yeah, we did not got to see the best of Rodrigo Mendoza, unfortunately. But again, a youngster, a young player, a young, what you can say as a product for the future. Definitely, I still have high hopes for him, and I do believe next season he will be maybe better, because in pre-season and everything, I genuinely believe that Simeone is going to find a really good mix and really good, tactical things like tactical play fit in all these players, and I feel Rodrigo Mendoza also will get the best of this thing. That is why I have high hopes for him, and it is only because of that I'm giving him 5 out of 10. I expected a bit better given the fact that I gave Obeid more because Obeid came from Major League Soccer, from MLS, from US, which is definitely not among the top 5 leagues in the world. Whereas Rodrigo was already playing in La Liga, and he has already faced a lot of teams, including Atletico at Metropolitano. So I expected a bit more, but he was injured. That is also unfortunate. But I'll give him 5 out of 10. I think that's fair enough, and I expect way more from him. And I really want him to be better, even better than Pedri, for at least for our team. So yeah. And the last player we have is none other than another Argentine, that is Thiago Almada. Thiago Almada, I'll first go with his rating and then I'll go with the explanation. I gave him 5 out of 10, and the explanation is simple. For majority part, he came from the bench, and this was his first full-fledged season in a top 5 league. He was in Liga last season, but that was just half a season. Before that, he was in Botafogo, though Serie A is a good league, the Brazilian Serie A. He came mostly from bench. Even in that, he was not playing all the matches, just 27 La Liga matches, from which a lot of from bench, as I said. He did have scored some goals here and there, 4 goals to be precise, and I could see the passion he has, somewhat kind of a Angel Correa's resurrection in the team, Angel Correa region, but I did not see the best. I was expecting way more, I guess, given he played for Argentina and he has been part of the Argentine team. The MLS seasons he played, he was the best player back there. I was really expecting a lot more from Thiago Almada, but we did not get. But in spite of saying that, it's kind of my own personal bias, I guess, because I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting a much more creative thing. Somewhere I heard someone saying that he's a Griezmann hire, like someone who can exactly replace Griezmann, and that also got me really hyped up for him. But again, he did not get a lot of minutes, and the moment he got, there were a lot of things which he could not do good. He's been great. He has a flair. He likes to take on players. He holds on the ball really good. He does. His ball holding is really good. I love when he gets along and hold on to the ball while 4-5 players try to reach him. His dribbling is good for his height. He's been doing great, and 1 or 2 goals he scored were also really, really solid. I really want, but in spite of all this, because of lack of game time, he has been linked with the move out from Atletico. The moment post December, a lot. Sometimes Palmeiras, sometimes even I guess it was Leon again. He's been linked a lot for a move away, which I'm not a big fan of. I want to give him one more season. I want him to stay. I want all of these guys. I mean, I'm actually really kind of gets attached to the signings which we do a lot. I like to give them benefit of doubt a lot. That is my personal personality, and that is exactly what I want him to do. I still think he is 25, or he's going to be 25, of course. Yep, he's 25. So there is definitely room for some improvement, and even discipline is something which I think really can help him a lot. And if he gets into this, I really want Simeone to get the best out of him as well. Simeone should do better rotation this season. The rotation was not as good as it was the last season, so that is one criticism for Simeone, because of which he was a victim as well. But he also himself was really inconsistent. The match against Barcelona is what I remember, where he got past 4 players including goalkeeper, still he missed the goal, and that would have been an equalizer for Atletico. So I was disappointed at that moment. Again, that is pretty Korea-esque thing to do. You will be brilliant at one aspect, but another aspect you will be extremely bad. And sometimes you will be really bad in another aspect. You won't be able to hold on the ball, but you'll score a banger. So that is what I see him. I expect him to improve more, mature a bit more, get more confident. That is why I want him to stay one more season for Atletico. But when it comes to the rating, 5 out of 10 is what I can give to Almada right now, because that is exactly what I feel. So that is it for the video, man. I hope you guys like this video. It's been an extremely long video for me, probably one of the longest I've made, but it was about ranking the transfers which we have done in the season. It is a video, an episode for Athletic Transfer Talk after really long, and I'm so happy, and I'm so happy that if you guys have watched it till now, I'm extremely blessed for you guys that I have a audience like you. Please subscribe my channel for more, and like, share, and comment if you feel what about these anything what you feel, man, about the channel, about these transfers, anything. Yeah, so yeah, and I expect this team one or two more good signings and everything. We can definitely contend for title. I'm not even kidding. That is what I truly feel. Thank you for watching till the end. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.